hello and welcome back to Wicked Extremes. Create Above and Beyond. Season 2, episode... dunno, 15? Maybe? 16? Yeah. Oh, look how nice it looks up here. And how messy it looks over there. Never mind. Been working on chapter 2. So, alluring expedience. Now, this is a little bit complicated, guys, but hold on to your pants because we're going to figure this out. So, the ultimate aim of Chapter 2 is this guy down here. So, the ultimate aim here is the brass machine. Yep, you heard it. The brass machine. This is where we get into some more of the fun stuff. Like, I mean, everything before now has been fun as well, but this guy is going to open up, like, the automatic crafting machines, so on and so forth. And that there is the cool bit. So definitely keep an eye. But in order to get to there, we need to do all of this. So yeah, last time at the start of the season, we actually did make this leg of it already because I knew that we'd want a lot of iron. So we made the cobble generator. We made it into gravel. We've then washed it and turned it into iron nuggies and/or flinty bits. We now need to turn it into pop it into like a smelter. To be fair, I'm probably not going to link that part of it to this part of it, just because it's kind of handy to have your own like iron farm without actually having to kill golems. So yeah, so I'm probably not going to link it, but having it there as an option is also quite nice. So last episode, sorry, we did this bit over here. So very small step, because we've already done all this at the start of the season. What we did was we took water and we're taking it from the sea, so it's like a permanent water supply. We took it from the sea and we mixed it with the sky stone, which we ground into dust, and it turned into the volatile sky solution. Now, that's not really the only thing we need to do with this. Yeah, you figured it. We also need to do this part of it. Yeah. Now, I can just hand chuck these guys in and hand make these. But in all honesty, why would I? I like, the whole idea is to automate things, right? Right. Which means automation. So, I can't fully automate this at this point because I haven't got the automatic crafters yet. That's kind of happening over here with this guy. But once we get this guy, all of the rest of it can be upgraded with the automatic crafters and the brass tanks and tunnels and funnels and blah blah blah. So kind of that's the idea. It's constantly going to be evolving. So if you're following along or playing along with me, doing the same things, know that eventually we're probably going to go back and upgrade and or improve and possibly even decorate everything that we've made so far. So anyway, enough of the chit chat. So we're going to pause this bit here for now, because there's no point in us doing this bit until we have some more tanks, some more mixers, and also a constant source of the crystal that we need. So the crystal that you need is this guy here from Applied Energistics 2. These are going to get used quite quickly, and you do technically want both the Certus quartz crystal, try saying that fast 5 times without slipping up, and the charged Certus quartz crystal. Now, admittedly, you don't need the charged quartz, but it makes it easier if you have one. But you don't need it. And the reason you don't need it is because if you have one of these guys, the Fluix crystal, now I got this from a randomizer or whatever it was, the one that glows purple and is sparkly and moves sometimes. I got that from that. So, and it's actually a really lucky drop. It's actually a very cool and really lucky drop. But you can also make these. Please don't ask me how you make these, because my god, do I never remember. There we go. Okay, so you drop one charged Certus quartz, which is why you need it to be charged, one nether quartz and one redstone dust into a puddle, and then you wait for a moment and you'll receive back 2 Fluix crystals. It's kind of cool to watch it happen, but I definitely don't have nether quartz right now, so. But it is cool to watch it happen. It makes like a cool like purple zigzaggy thing. So maybe at some point we'll do it. But you need that guy. Why do you need that guy? Because we can make, because this is create plus stuff, we can make a charger. So you take the andesite machine and the fluix crystal and you pop it into the smithing table and you'll make yourself a charger. That's how you charge these guys up. So let's do that first. So if I take my pre-existing machine and my fluix crystal into my blacksmithing table, charger. Now you need something to power that. Yeah, power, actual power, not kinetic power that we create with the water wheels, but actual power. So you need a charging machine in here to power this guy, because it's a charger and it's wonderful, it's great, it's brilliant. You can plug stuff into it and it'll charge it, it'll make it shiny like this guy is. But you need actual power. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use one of these guys here, probably. Now you have several different kinds of dynamo, and depending on what you have surplus of, depends on which one you want to make. It sounds stupid, but there you go. So the Sterling dynamo, and you can see these all use andesite machine and a coil or something like it. So if you pop into there, if you chuck coal or various other burnable things, you will generate that much energy. There you go, see? So some of these things generate a lot of energy, some of them are kind of naff and not worth your time. So Sterling dynamo is probably one of the easier ones. You also have compression dynamo, and each one has a slightly different machine. This is a machine we might make like later on in the quest chain, to be fair. But you can see they use different things. So this one, if you pop like oil in there or fuel, you'll generate various different kinds of energy. So you kind of get the idea. This is the one I tend to use the most. Magmatic dynamo, because you can get magma quite easily in the nether, and you don't need it repowering a lot, you just need it to depower. So yeah, you've also got the lapidary. This one eats lapis. Yep. Any kind of gem. So if you've got a surplus of lapis and you really just think, this is wasting time, this is a waste of space, you can bring it in here and yeah, use it like that. It doesn't create a great amount, but you don't need that much to charge the crystals. You also have the disenchant dynamo. Now, anyone want to guess what that does? Yeah, it takes enchantments, and it takes the enchantment and eats the enchantment, and uses it to charge something. And the gourmand dynamo, and again, this is one that I use quite a bit, to be fair, because it eats food. Yeah. And if you've got a surplus amount of food, or you've got a really productive farm, you can literally just chuck food in here, and each one will do a different amount. So chicken is actually only giving you 9.6, whereas the steak is 12.8, so on and so forth. And I mean, it's got the most amount of stuff that you could possibly ever eat. So, you know, all of the boozy things you can make, all of the special actual foods you can do. So yeah, if you've got a really good farm and it's producing some of this, maybe that's the one you want to go for. Maybe. If you follow the guide, you want to take sand and you want to combine it with the Certus quartz dust, you will get 2 Certus quartz seeds. So, how do you get the dust? You take this guy, right, and we'll do this now, so you can see. This is part of the reason I also needed to go get sand at the beginning of the episode. So we're going to go over here to our mess of creations, and for now, this is what we've been working on last episode, right? With the volatile sky solution and stuff. We probably want to use another one, or maybe even put another water wheel on here or something. But for now, we can actually just use this guy because it's not doing anything. It's ground the 32. So if we take our Certus quartz crystals and chuck them in there, right? They'll go down through the chute and go into there. You can see the particles now. Even though it's already got skystone dust and stuff in there, it's still also processing the quartz crystals. And you can see there, it's ground one now into the dust. So if I grab that, let's chuck these guys in here somewhere. so that that can start doing that again. Quite like watching this actually. And look, you can see that as well. You can see, that's quite a fast speed, isn't it? Look at that. This is why you needed this on there, because right now it would suck out the water, or try to, and that would mess up this thing in here. That's why we needed the smart fluid pipe. Right. Either way. Enough stalling for time. There is my sword. So, I've ground my quartz in here. Chuck the sky stone background. I've ground my quartz in here and got the ingredient to make the seed. So now, and you'll notice, if I take one of my crystals and grind it, I get one dust, right? If I combine it with one sand, so one dust, one sand, I get 2 seeds. Yeah, you get 2 seeds. Tar and dar. It's kind of cute, isn't it, actually? There's a little baby seed. Now, there are a number of ways to grow this. You can simply chuck it in there. This, and if you read the tag there, it says this item won't despawn. But as you can see there, that little percentage is going to take a while. Yeah. And I don't want it to take that long. Like, I want it to grow, and water can increase the growth time. But leaving it just dropped in water like that, it's going to take forever. So no. It's a no for that. What I want to do is I want to send it around to the conveyor belt and actually just chuck water on it and see it grow like that. Because if you use an item from Create, you can speed it up. And that's exactly what we want to do. I don't want to be hanging around for days. We've got a coffee machine. Right. I want to make... that. This is the guy we will be exploring this time. So if you take the coffee machine and a hopper, you will create a spout. Because I want to shove all of this onto a conveyor belt. Don't know why I've got that in there. I mean, there's a lot in my bag that I probably shouldn't need in there, but I want to make a spout. So what does a spout do? A spout will... Oh, what have I done with all my iron as well? My god. My boxes are a mess again. Again. A spout will let you chuck water onto an item. There it is. Will let you chuck water onto an item on a conveyor belt. So you know I said how I could get the water out there, and that's great and fine. You've got a huge amount of water out there. But you need it on your conveyor belt. This is how. So, one copper machine, one hopper will make you a spout. Job done. Easy peasy. Right, let's go. Ba-da-ba. So, and I actually think maybe I might be able to use the same water tank and just pull it a different way. So if we expand this guy with some of the tanks I made earlier, Blue Peter moment, and if I quickly move that and put that there, lovely. You should be pulling, sir. You might need to replace a couple of the pipes, to be fair, because once you change the tank, it doesn't really like it. But it's fine. There it goes, and it should be going in. The fact that it's going up tells me it's going in, which makes me think we can probably use the same tank, because that would make a lot of sense, right? Rather than putting another water pipe out there and doing the thing. And it doesn't use it that fast. So, and if it does, we can always add another pump on there, because I mean we've got them side by side. We could have 2 more pumps going on, maybe even 3, just to keep up with the business end of it. Right. So, what we want to do, and I might honestly use that still to save us having to fuffle around with it. So if we go like that, and then like that, to come out of here. And then if we take one of those and one of those and make ourselves a mechanical pump, and we attach it here, you can see now that's going to start pumping. So we turn it around for now, because I don't want it to bring water out just yet. I don't want it to do that, because if it does that, it's going to spill everywhere and it will knock all of my torches down and then I'll be annoyed. So let's not do that. So we're going to bring it out again, but now we're going to go up and over ever so slightly. Because what I want to do is I want to connect it now to my spout. Yeah. That looks like it'll work, doesn't it? So then, if we pop the seeds going around this way, until it gets big enough, and then we can move it off onto and do another thing with it, I think that'll work. We've got the spout in place now, so we can turn that around and have it pumping water in here. So it should, yep, with the, okay, well I can't jump up there, but you can see it will come through. You can see the drippy drips there. There we go. So that's now going to fill up. Now anything that gets on a conveyor belt underneath this guy, say here, for example, is going to get water spat onto it. So let's pop a chest down, and then we can actually put some of this stuff in the box, rather than having it in my bag right now because it's all of a bit of a mess. That's slightly better. Even better. Perfect. Right. So I want you there. I want a bit of a gap here, so I can kind of, I mean I can't get through anyway because I've got that over my head, so it doesn't really matter. But let's go there. Actually, it might be better going one back, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Pop that there. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Bloop. Need some more of these guys, because then it's going to go round and round in a beautiful, beautiful circle. Because basically, when you create these crystals, so, there. When you create these crystals, it requires, no, yeah. It requires to go around a couple of times, because you need to grow it by like 3 times, so it's a thing. Right, so you trundle over to that one, you trundle over to that one, you're going to trundle onto this one, which then gets to there. Yeah, which means you... I've gone out too many, haven't I? There we go. Which means you under there. Awkward, I know. Which means you go here. Oh dear. I put that box in the worst possible place, didn't I? Which means you go here. This all makes sense in about 5 seconds. Trust. Trust. Okay? Trust. Right. Belts. Because we go you to you. You to you. You to that one. And you to you. So basically what will happen now is it'll get on here, and when it gets to this point, instead of going off and into a box, it'll just get onto this one and go this way. And this one will do the same and go this way. And so on and so forth. So it just keeps going round and around in a beautiful, beautiful little circle. Oh. Zombie flesh. Zombies, like, polluting my area. What the hey, huh? Onto seed conveyor belt. And then what we'll do is we stand here and there. Wait for it. Wait for it. Splurge. And you got the advancement. Sploosh. And sploosh. And now, if I noink that off of the conveyor belt, you'll now see the progress is 1 out of 4. Yes. It needs to go round and get splooshed on 4 times for it to get to the next crystal size. So we're here right now, and that's great. That's the next crystal size. So then you sploosh it 4 times for that one, and then finally you get it to be the size you want it to be. So if I grab it now, 2 out of 4. So you can see it's going to take a little bit, and that is why we set these things up. Because I can leave this here now, basically. So if I make a couple, I've got some more sand and dust in here. If I make a couple more of these guys, like so, hup, like that, 6 now, I can just leave these on here to do this, and like keep going around and around in circles and get watered. It's not the fastest thing, but you don't need it to be the fastest thing. I don't know what the fascination is with it having the fastest of everything ever. It's nice when things go fast, don't get me wrong. But it's also not neat. Why did I chuck that out? There. Where you go. Right. You. Probably you. Definitely you. And let's get you off the top of the conveyor belt, because that's not ideal. Right. You. All of that junk in my trunk. Right. Ta-da! Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah. Now, because we've only used this over here for the grindy bit, I would say for now I'm just going to pop my chargey thingy here. So if you take your magmatic dynamo, or whichever dynamo you fancied making, I'm not going to judge you if you make a different one, and for now we're going to plock it here. So what I've done is I've right-clicked to place it. Now, if you right-click on it, like everything else in the thermal series, because we used it over there briefly, with the resin collectors, you can right-click on it and it has a UI, it has a user interface, right? And you get your information table, which says it does stuff. You've got your how much RF it's creating, so redstone flux. You can augment it with different kinds of runes and tubes and things, and you can power it with redstone. Job done. What you can also do is use it to power things. Aha! So I'm going to pop that there. I think it was a connecting from the back. So the way you want this to face is this red sticky outy bit here. That bit needs to connect to whatever you're powering. And in this instance, I am powering this. Yeah. I think it'll work like that. The only way to tell genuinely is to test it out. So let's go grab some lava and test it. And test it. And we can leave these guys up here by the time we come back. In fact, look at that. So he is now the tiny Certus course. He's this guy. So we can say, yeah, we've got to that size. Because look, he's a bit bigger than the little one. There you go. So you actually saw that one change. To get this in here, you can right click on it. To get the lava inside the magmatic dynamo, you right click with the lava bucket in your hand, and you'll see there it jumped out. Right, now you can see it's got that much lava in it, and it's creating that output. So it's charging something. It's eating up the lava to create the charge. And now what we should be able to do, if I've placed this right, which there's no guarantee, if we take the Certus quartz, it's the one that's not shiny, the one that just looks nice but isn't shiny, it's not charged, and place it in here with a right click, eventually move the torch out of the way, you can't see a thing. It should shine. If I placed it right. If I didn't place it right, then well. It's not shining yet, is it? Does it normally take this long? Probably not. I knew I'd fix that up wrong. I thought I was doing something wrong with it. Never mind. Right, lava again. Ah. Oh, but hey, look! It is now the next size. I told ya. I told you. So now we can tick that one. So we've had the tiny itty bitty, we've had the slightly smaller, we've now got the medium-ish. That's the last one we need. And that should be done by the time we get back. Should be. And then we can get on with the next step. If I haven't lost you all by now. If I haven't lost you all. If I have, say, and I will pause and go back and show and explain. I know that this can be a little bit complicated. We haven't even got to the most complicated bit yet. This is like the easy stuff. But if I have lost you, please do say something, because I will happily go back and redo or show or explain. By all means, honestly, I don't mind. Right. Lava in here somewhere. There it is. We're going to run out of this lava source eventually. Like now, apparently. Yeah, that's the last of that. So we are going to have to find ourselves a better lava source. Or the dreaded nether, which, you know, is a free source of lava, but I don't like the nether. It's scary and creepy and usually means me dying. Yaha. Right. That and that. We go back to the seaside. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Nearly there, nearly there. To plug our lava into our chargificator. That looks like it's working. Right, take your not charged, pop it in there. There. Do you see it? Do you see it change? The excitement. You can now see that is charged Certus quartz crystal. So as promised, you'll now notice we have some gorgeous task completed crystals. Tick. So if I quickly hoik all of these off, there's no harm in letting them sit on there and go round, but I don't need them to. So my recommendation here, chaps, my recommendation is this. Right? You grew out of one, or a couple, to be fair, out of a couple of ground, we've still got some more Certus quartz dust in here anyway. Out of one crystal, you can grind it and get one dust. When you combine it with sand, you get 2 seeds. You see where I'm going with this? You can then take those seeds and grow them into the full-size crystals. So for one of these, uncharged one, don't grind the charged ones. Out of every one of these, you can grow 2 of these. Yeah. So I recommend when you do this, always do double what you need and then divide it by 2. So you've got 4 and 4. So all you do then is the 1 stack of 4 that you've got, or double or whatever, goes into the grinding machine and grinds again. Right? The other stack of 4, or half, or however many you made, go onto the conveyor belt to do something else down the line, because this isn't the completed item. This is just a ingredient for the incompleted item. So that's that there, right? You and you. Now I'm using a not smart pipe here, because I don't need to use a smart pipe. I know that there is now volatile sky solution in here. I don't need to be clever with it, right? So all I want to do is normal pipe, mechanical pump, right? Because I want to move the volatile sky solution from in here to in here, right? Because what we're going to do here is we're going to mix it with the charged crystals that are creating here. Now when we get the hand thingy, the grabby arm, we can automate this so that it will go in there, get used up, spit it out, bring it back round again, and the hand can put it in here and vice versa, right? Until that point, it's going to need human intervention. It's just one of those things. So let's connect that up. I forgot the pipes and things there. Right. So bring that over here with some of those. And then one of these coggy-toggy things. Like so. Ta-da! Right. Except we need to turn that way. Because that is now going to get in here. Like so. Volatile sky solution is now getting in here. Which means that anything created over here is now going to creep along and get into there. You can see it's now going down, see? Yeah. It's all making sense. It's all making sense, I hope. I pray it's all making sense. Hopefully. Right. Chuck that back in there to make some more volatile sky solution because I don't want to run out of it at this episode. So, this is now full of the volatile sky solution. If I say that enough times, maybe we'll get it right. We need to connect you, Whiskificator, up to that. Bring the power out via a cog. And then we need... What do we need? Brain's gone. Gearbox. Yes, that's what I need. Gearbox. But I need to turn it. It needs to turn a corner. So I need to go up. Actually, I probably could just put it in here. Hang on. No. So then we go up. I can't see anything wrong with this situation, can you? No, water doesn't need to go out that way. It's fine. I think I may need to still speed this up though. Also that cog. Yeah, it's not creating enough speed. I knew it. I knew it. Fine, fine, fine. It's fine. Okay. So we go and fall off of the building. Oopsie daisy. Right. Big cog, little cog. Big cog, little cog. I wonder if that's fast enough now. Yeah, that's better. That'll do. Big cog, little cog. Fast enough for that guy. So let's grab our charged quartz, and what you'll see now is you'll see this all work. So, we've made the volatile sky solution. If we chuck this in here now, you'll see it goes whiz. And you'll see in the tank... Hello? Okay, so you need a couple more. You'll see that the black liquid, or the purpley black liquid, is turning into a red liquid now. That is the destabilized redstone. Right? Now, the likelihood is, if I pick this up now, it's going to be the black stuff. It's the black stuff. Of course it is. Sir. No. Sir. Oh, so annoying. Fine. Fine. If that happens to you, shove the water wherever you fancy until you can get it fixed. There. Right, I have now got the destabilized redstone bucket in my hand, because what we want to do is on here, on the smart fluid pipe, as we did here, where we did it with the black bucket, with this red one, right click there to say I only want, from this area here, going through this tube, I only want the red stuff to come through. Only the red stuff. I don't want anything else coming through. Just the red stuff. Right? I just stood in the black stuff. I wonder if that matters. Oh well. We'll find out. We'll find out. So if we then connect this guy... wrong. If we then connect this guy up, like that, and turn it so that it's going that way, you should start to see this fill up with the red stuff. Should. So. Should I have done that the other way around? Probably. 2 seconds. Other way around. No, of course it's the red stuff. I recommend bringing 2 buckets for this. Right, hang on, 2 ticks. I've done it the wrong way around, but that's fine. I want smart pipe there to take red stuff, to then have the mechanical bitty there, to then... Because it was trying to pull the wrong liquid, and that's where I struggled last time, so just so you know. I wasn't perfect at this either. Right, this should now start filling up with the red stuff. If I pop that back in there... If this doesn't work, I'm going to cry. There you go, yes! Ta-da! Right, there you go. Job done. The red stuff is getting in there. Seeds. Why must you be like this? There you go. We have created 1 whole bucket of destabilized redstone. But yeah, I think I've done quite a lot tonight, and I think I shall leave it there so I don't lose you guys. Because yeah, I think we've actually smashed quite a bit of chapter 2 in half the time it took to do chapter 1. Yeah. Whoops. I told you it gets a bit faster. I told you. So yeah, well, thank you all my beans for nipping out and watching me tonight. And thank you for my new subscribers. I really appreciate you hanging around and giving me company and also offering support to me on this channel. I really do. You don't know how much it means to me that you guys do watch and follow and enjoy my content. I will be back on Friday to do the next step, which is the second, or well, third mixing bit and the iron part, and I'll show you how to do that with relative ease. In the meantime, I hope you have a lovely rest of the week, and yeah, I will catch you then. So yeah, good night and goodbye.